A disturbing story out of Maine, as a former candidate for governor there now faces child pornography charges. Eliot Cutler once came within 10,000 votes of becoming Maine's governor. On Friday, the 75-year-old was arrested for possession of child porn. Cutler's charged with 4 counts of possessing explicit material involving a child under age 12. He was released on $50,000 bail. Each count carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in prison. Hancock County District Attorney Matthew Foster says 10 illegal files featuring children that police had seen before in other cases were cited in Cutler's arrest affidavit. Cutler worked as an aide to President Jimmy Carter's in the 1970s. Before making a name for himself working in international law, he re-entered Maine politics as a mostly self-funded independent candidate for governor in 2010. He narrowly lost to Republican Paul LePage by less than 10,000 votes in that 2010 election. He ran again in 2014, finished in third with less than 10% of the vote. But after his second failed gubernatorial campaign, he spent 2 years helping to create graduate business and law programs for the University of Maine's Portland campus. He also served as the board president of a foundation that helps rural students from Maine go to college. He resigned from that position after police raided 2 of his properties last week. Authorities say the investigation into Cutler began with a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in December about a single illegal image. That tip led to a 2-month-long probe, which the DA said he learned of the day before Cutler's arrest. Yes, the DA only learned about the investigation the day before Cutler was arrested. Now, it's still unclear which file led to the tip and eventually Cutler's arrest. Following his arrest, several politicians announced they were making charitable donations with money Cutler had given to their campaigns over the years, including Maine's Democratic Governor Janet Mills and Independent Senator Angus King. The Bangor Daily News reports that Cutler told police that they would find child porn on his electronic devices while they were searching his 2 homes on Wednesday. The DA told the paper that Cutler told his wife what police would find on his devices while police were right there with him. The DA also noted that the materials taken from Cutler's homes last week are still under review and that more charges are likely to come. Prosecutors in a separate county where police also raided one of Cutler's properties have yet to file any charges. Federal authorities could also get involved as well, as these kinds of images are commonly shared across state lines. Yesterday, a judge sealed court documents stemming from Cutler's arrest until he makes his first court appearance or until he is indicted by a grand jury. Cutler's first court appearance scheduled for May 3rd. Our team reached out to Cutler's attorney for comment and have not heard back. Joining me now is Michael Shepard, politics editor for the Bangor Daily News, which has been all over this story. Thanks so much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. All right, so lay out for us how this investigation began. I'm still a little unclear on that.
Right. It's an interesting story. We have a tip in December, and sometime after that, we have the state police beginning what they called a 2-month investigation. And so by the end of March, they go and this is last Wednesday, and they raid 2 of his homes. He's at one of the homes, which is up in the Down East region. The other home is down in Portland, in southern Maine, Maine's biggest city. So he's home apparently with his wife, according to the district attorney, and he has to tell. He ends up having to tell the police, his wife alongside the police, what they're going to find on these computers. He initially says that he wants a lawyer around, but eventually accedes when they basically start grabbing things. And that's all according to the district attorney. And he's only working off of a very short summary, he says, of the items seized. So it's an interesting case, Dan, because we have 4 charges with an investigation that's not close to having been completed. And we have 2 counties involved. Where there's, in any child porn case, you have federal charges likely, as you know, and how these cases are usually charged. So really, this is just the beginning, and we're not even close to extracting, I don't think, most of the information about this case so far.
Let me ask you, you live there, you know him, you've covered him. Were there any rumors or talk of the possibility that he was engaged in this kind of activity?
Not at all. I mean, Maine is a very close-knit state, and we hear we hear lots of rumors about lots of people all the time. And this was not one. And it's people who know him are in shock. I mean, it's hard to get anyone to even really talk on the record or openly about it. Even people I know very well and have talked with very candidly over the years. So this is there's a sense of trauma. This doesn't happen in Maine. Number one, political figures don't get arrested often here. And they certainly don't get arrested for offenses like this. And he's probably one of the richest people, if not the richest person to ever be charged with crimes like this in Maine too. It's a really big case here for a lot of different reasons.
Michael Shepard, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.